Welcome back to Love by Design. My name is Joan. A warm welcome to all my listeners today. Thank you for all your comments. I've been reading every single one of them. And we're continuing on the Love Gate series. So today we're going to be exploring probably the most misunderstood love gates of them all. And that is gate 58. This is the gate of Joyous, as well as the gate of perfecting love. So this is the gate that says, I love you so much that I want to help you become the best version of yourself. In the shadow, though, this is the gate that sounds like, you could be a better lover. Let me tell you how. You could be a better partner. Let me tell you how. And let me tell you how all the time. Does this sound familiar? So if you've ever been called too critical when you thought you were just trying to be helpful, or if you've ever wondered why your suggestions for improvement aren't received as love, because that's what you really mean, then this is for you. If you're someone who always sees ways that things could be refined, could be fixed, could be perfected, made better in the people that you care about, this is definitely for you. So today I'm going to be sharing ways to both validate you and also liberate you. So let's dive into gate 58, the gate of the joyous. What a beautiful name. But don't let that fool you. This is the most challenging gate to express, especially when it comes to relationships. It lives in the root center and it connects to gate 18. That challenges the archetype of mother and father, male or female. So at its deepest level, this gate carries this ancient memory of how we as humans have had to evolve. And they believe that humans only survive through the constant improvement, the refinement, and the perfection of our ways of living. So this is an ancient inbuilt system, complex system that is working within the gate. So the truth about this gate is it's not so much about finding the perfect love. That's not what this gate is looking for. This gate is about creating perfect love through the constant correcting and the challenges that refine and make things better. You see the difference? Okay, so let's dive into the gift and then we'll touch on the shadows of this gate. So at the gift level, this is the love that refines. Isn't that so beautiful? When this gate is operating from its highest expression, it's just magical. This is the energy that can see what doesn't work and knows how to fix it. These are the people who have the power to challenge the status quo. They're the ones that can see where change or improvement is possible. And then again, they know exactly how to get there. So when it comes to relationships, the gifts show up as seeing your partner's potential and genuinely wanting to help them get there. Having the wisdom to know what patterns need to shift for there to be greater harmony in the relationship. It could also show up as offering guidance that comes from deep love and care. Who wouldn't want that? And my favorite of them all is this gate could be that catalyst for growth and evolution with the other person as well as your relationship as well. So when someone who is with gate 58 operates correctly from their aligned state, they're correcting you out of love. They're correcting you because they love you. They want you to grow, not because they need something from you. They just naturally see your magnificence and they want to help you embody it fully. This is the ultimate logical talent of how to live with another human being. It is so beautiful in its gift expression. So as with always, we always have the shadow. So in the shadow of gate 58, this is the love that criticizes. And this is where most of us leave most of the time. This 58 just becomes this relentless criticism disguised as love. So you could be a better lover. You could be a better partner. You could be a better worker. You could be a better entrepreneur. You could be a better this, a better that, right? Constantly, all the time, always wanting to tell the other person how they can be better because that's how I show that I'm in love with you. And you can imagine how that lands on other people, right? I've received this type of criticism and it can be very, very painful. There's a lot of resistance that comes with it. I've watched also a lot of my clients, a lot of relationships with huge potential get destroyed because these corrections just felt like constant judgment instead of loving guidance. So if you find yourself, if you do have gate 58 and you're constantly criticizing, you could dress better, you could communicate better, you could be more organized, you could be tidier, you could be this, you could be that, then this message is really for you. Because even though everything you might be seeing is accurate, how you communicate it and if you communicate it is so important, because it can, and in most cases, it will kill the love. So here's the challenge, because like I said, this is one of the most difficult gates, especially with relationships. This is where you hear women being called bitch. She's such a bitch, because it's this constantly pointing out what needs to be fixed. That's how it comes across. Even with work relationships, it comes across that way, and people feel like they're not being appreciated. It feels like they're not being respected. They're not being accepted. And that way their love is not welcomed. It's not being embraced. And then this creates this terrible cycle where it's like, okay, the more you try to correct them to be better, the more they feel unloved and they want to get out of there. So you got to be careful around this gate. You have to become aware of how this is landing on people. So it should come from a place of love, not this idea that maybe they're just not good enough, because nobody wants to hear that they're not good enough. So how do you transform from this gate, from the shadow to the highest expression? Timing matters, right? Not every moment is the right moment to share an observation or improvement. So once you're aware and you know this is bubbling up, it's coming up within you, you feel like, okay, I need to say something, there's something I can share or I can help them be better. Check the timing. Is now a good time? Also, permission, right? Learning to ask, would you like some feedback on that, instead of just diving in. I know you have this gate. I know you see it. But sometimes getting permission is that opening, that invitation that you need to be able to share. And when you're sharing, make sure you're sharing it with love, right? And that's the next point. Really making sure that you're leading with appreciation, you're leading with recognition, and you're offering suggestions out of love. And then finally, channel that energy, right? Instead of focusing all that energy on your partner, you can focus that on other places in your life. So in your work, in your business, in projects, in your creativity, you can focus that energy in those areas that is probably more welcomed and more valued. So you're not just pouring that only on your romantic partner. So this transformation isn't about suppressing your natural gifts. No, it's about expressing it more consciously so that it is in the gift state. It is landing properly, and you don't sabotage your relationships because you're in this criticism phase all the time. Corrections are an expression of love, but it's how you do it that really matters. So if you have this gate, I want you to pay attention this week. I want you to work with this gate. I want you to follow some of the steps that I mentioned: asking for permission, leading with love, choosing the right moment, deciding if it's something you want to do. And most, I want you to remember that not everyone wants to be perfected. That's a deep one. I know you might start arguing, but shouldn't people want to grow? Shouldn't people want to be better? Yes, only if they want to. So don't forget to channel some of that energy into your own personal growth and some of your other projects and careers and things that are going on in your life, so that you're able to stay in the gift of this gate and not be dragged into the shadow. Gate 58. Whew. Well, this gate teaches us that love can include the desire for each other's growth and evolution, but it also teaches us how we express that makes all the difference. The shadow says, I love you, but you could be better. The gift says, I love you, I see your potential, how can I support your growth? One creates resistance, the other resentment. So let me know if you do have this gate. Let me know how it's been showing up for you, some of the mistakes that maybe you've made, and some of the lessons that you've learned to be able to express this gate in a more positive light. That's all I have for you for this week on Gate 58. Next week, we're going to be continuing on our Love Gate series. We still have a few more to go. And I hope that this is a validation and liberation for you that you are designed perfectly. Everything in your human design is perfect for your journey and what you're here to experience. So embrace it, refine it, make it better, step into the true alignment of your design so that you can attract the right partners that are perfect for you and not just anybody. As always, keep dating by design and not by default. Till next time, see you next week.